Welcome back, everybody, to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. Let's get some blueberries going. But first, spirits are mad today. What's our weather looking like for tomorrow? The fair will be tomorrow, and it will be clear on the island. Not that that will be much help, because without a warp totem, we won't have the accessibility to the island, since we'd have to walk through town for that. Actually, we would. We could technically warp to the beach. We've also got mail. Yep, which is our usual of, hey, you just messed up, and also the fair's tomorrow. Cool. Alright, let's put some stuff away, and then we'll talk about what I've got planned for today's video. There are a couple things, as one might suspect, that I do want to do. Most of my attention tomorrow will probably be put towards the fair, simply because I do want to see if there's anything else there that I really want. If I don't really find anything that I'm too terribly interested in, we might start passing on that in subsequent years. We'll see. If there are things that I want to pick up there, then obviously we'll continue to go. So it's a little bit of a play-it-by-ear scenario there. Could have sworn I put that in there, but I guess not. Alright, well, broken CD in there. Where am I putting these? Alright, I guess I'll put them in here. This is normally where I would put it since it's dropped by the squid kids, so it makes the most sense. For today, what I want to primarily focus on, I think, is sort of preparing to potentially get our tools forged so that we can get the upgrades that will come from that. But what I'm going to actually do is potentially save scum a little bit, simply because in order to get those boosts, it does cost a prismatic shard to upgrade both your tools and your weapons with bonuses. I'm just going to do the tools, theoretically, for today. I haven't fully committed to this yet, but if I decide to, then the tools are what I'm going to start with. But as one might expect, giving up a prismatic shard is, even at this point, that is a fair bit to give up. So if I'm going to give that up to get an enchantment on a tool, I do want it to be an enchantment that I actually want, as opposed to, there are a couple that are just kind of not very good. So, fingers crossed that it won't really take that many attempts and that we would just, you know, get it right on the first try. But we'll see how it goes. I think it is safe to say we have enough ancient fruit to finish out the greenhouse here with nothing but ancient fruits. For right now, though, once I get all this put up, I think what I'm going to do with those is, well, I'm going to put all these away first, and then grab a normal one, is I'm just going to finish out these last couple tiles, so I will go ahead and wait for that to finish up here. And then, provided that we get more than one seed, I'll go ahead and put the remaining seeds there, so we'll see what happens here. 2, perfect, that's the exact amount I needed. And once the coffee beans on the island are fully grown, at that point I will go ahead and remove them from the greenhouse. But until that happens, I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to go ahead and leave them there. Here's some of the pumpkins over here are done, as well as some corn, some grapes, a little bit of everything. Normally I don't bother to get those, but those are some of the better ones, so might as well. Alright, I think that is all of our crops. We do have enough days to plant these again, so I guess we could do that. Alright, let's see what exactly we are tossing in the shipping bin. Again, anything with a quality star on it, I want to go ahead and sell. The dried oranges. Coffee beans I'm keeping for sure. The pumpkins I'm keeping for sure. Should have checked the eggplants. Nah, we got plenty of those. So the rest of those will go away. Alright, so that's our farm work done for the day. Since we do have it raining, this would be a decent opportunity to re-till the soil because it means that the dogs will be barking. It also means that we don't have to worry about watering it on top of that, but by doing that, the dogs can be barking, and once the dogs are done barking, then the dogs can bark some more, and once the dogs are done barking some more, then after that, we can take a look at the farm computer, see how many empty tiles we have, and fill those with some of the dogs that are barking, and after we fill them with some of the dogs that are barking, then we can fill it with actually some of the crops that don't take that long to grow, such as the bok choy, and make a little bit of extra income that way. Let's see, there's a tile here. I think that's all of them down there. Nothing there. And here. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. And I might do something other than bok choy. That was just the first one that came to mind, as that is a very quick and easy one to do. Nope, well, it might help if I actually checked the farm computer. Let's see. 207. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought. I was thinking like 100 maybe. I guess we did just pick up a fair bit of the pumpkins and some of the sunflowers we did not replant for. So let's see, 13 days, we could do that, they'd be done on the final day. I could buy some speed grow to help with that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it, I think. So, I think it was 206. And I'll just go with... Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's just do the regular speed grow. This is just to make absolutely sure that I'm not miscounting a number and we end up losing 206 seeds by a single day, basically. Today doesn't need to be too terribly focused on getting those forging things done. Is what I'm actually going to do, probably, is go to sleep on the island so that if I do need to save scum reset, I'm already there. So I'm not too terribly worried about the button cooperating. I'm not too terribly worried about doing as much as long as I can get to the island. So I do need to make sure I'm at least a little quick here. I will admit this is a downside to speed grow, in particular when the tiles are already watered. It is very hard to tell where you have and have not placed it. But again, I think we're fine either way in terms of how many days it will take. This is just more trying to guarantee that they're good to go. Alright, let's see. That should be all of them on that side. Alright, let's move down to this row. This is not too terribly exciting, so I would normally talk over it, but the dogs are barking, and it's a different set of dogs this time. I am very ready for this part of the season to be over because I think it's a combination of, like, the dogs and also the cats are very much in heat at this time of year, the ones that we've got around here, and so just animals are extremely loud, whereas normally they're not that bad. They've been exceptionally obnoxious as of late. And it's usually the dogs during the day and the cats during the night, so you basically don't get any real sleep without one of them waking you up, which is exciting if you are a person that does not like to be well rested. Why someone would be anti a good night's sleep, I don't know, but maybe there's somebody out there. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to make an island totem if I want to get over there. Okay, there's all those. Any other spots? I see one. Actually, this one right here. I forgot to till that one, so we'll just put one there. Alright, that should cover us for pumpkin seeds. It also did mean that I get time to get more of the iridium going, which is good. Since we are going to have to build a warp totem if I do want to get to the island... Oh no, I do have an island totem on me. Okay, perfect. Let me grab a regular one, in case I need to get back for any reason. The cinder shards are already going to be over there, so I just want the prismatics. I would like all my tools on hand, even though I'm not sure exactly what yet I'm going to be upgrading first, just to make sure I've got them. From here, since we can kind of just spend the rest of the day working on whatever we need to work on, I think my best bet is going to be doing a little bit more work on getting additional wood, i.e. chopping down trees. Because I know I didn't get to them all, hence why there's some right here, so I would like to get a little bit more of that taken care of. So we can keep building up our resources, make sure we've got enough on that front. The other option is I could try to go into Volcano Dungeon, work on getting secret notes, that kind of thing. So if we get all the wood chopped and we still have time, I probably will go ahead and warp over there. Because I know the forging itself is not that difficult. In fact, because we have the shortcut to get to the top of the volcano, it would be pretty quick to get there. It's just, if I have to reset, I would rather reset at the beginning of the day, not after spending all the day working on the farming stuff. Yeah, I definitely did not get down here whenever I was doing the tree chopping last time, that's for sure. Missing quite a bit. Book that I'll be ending up throwing into the bin, as I've no use for it anymore. Chub Frenzy's beginning in the mountains. That's nice. I'm gonna ignore that. Honestly, I think as much as I like the idea of the frenzy, I think the real downside is it seems like most of the time that they happen, it's like either by that point you don't need that fish anymore for anything, or it's a fish that, like, even if you were like, oh, that's a fish that I need to grab one of, you probably just grab one and stop. For the simple fact that it's probably a fish that's not worth very much. If it was something that was, like, in the spring and it's a largemouth bass frenzy, then it would be pretty helpful, as you could keep catching one of the high-value fish. beginning of the game and be able to make more money that way, but there comes a point where the fishing's just not super good for your money making, unfortunately. Not to the degree it is at the start of the game anyway, where your energy is low and the mines aren't accessible. Foraging can only really get you so far, and in terms of your farming, you're just waiting for your crops at that point. Looks like we should come out of here with another full stack of wood, I think. There we go, there's 997. So there's another set. Yeah, we should be at least able to get the forest cleared out, I think. Depending on how many trees are left over here. Which admittedly are a fair few. For this reason, the axe is probably not going to be the first thing I upgrade since I just used it a bunch here. I'm not going to need it in the immediate future. And that looks like that's all the trees in the forest. I think we'll just probably go with those for now. Because I think I got pretty much all of them on the north side. It was mostly those that I had not yet done. Alright, so that's 2 full stacks and a little over half on the third, so that's pretty good. Anything else I need to take to the island? I don't really think so. I'm going to take a little bit of this wood and leave it there, just on the small off chance I need it for something. I don't think I do. But if there's any chance that I do need it, then it would be good to have that. One thing I said I wanted to do that I don't remember if I did it or not was make another seed maker. Wood, coal, gold bar. Let's put those away. I'll just keep the wood on hand. I'm going to grab that. Because I would like to be able to have at least one packet of ancient seeds on the island. I might actually make a second one here. Actually, what I'll probably better do is I think I'll just take the Silver Star ones with me. But this way, if I want to also do ancient fruits on the island, then I've got them there already. Alright, let's go. I already had a seed maker. I already had 2 seed makers. That's why I couldn't remember them. Well, I'm going to put these in here regardless, so we've got that. Yeah, I had some wood here, but not a lot. And I do have some ancient seeds here, but having some extra would not hurt. From here, is there anything to harvest? Just a tiny bit, it looks like, not that much. Okay, we'll toss these away, as I don't need them right now. What else? What else? Most of it, I think, is just sitting here. We don't have any quests going on, so we're good on that front. I think we will just call it a day. We'll actually go sleep in our island bed here, which I'm going to move down to right here, so it doesn't take as much space to get to. But yeah, this is our first time actually using this bed. At some point, I might actually go and decorate that island house. I know when I first unlocked it the first time, I spent like all of my time here. I completely ignored everything else. I spent quite a bit of time grabbing all the island decor and stuff and sort of making it my own place, which I've not really done here. There we go, there's another golden walnut. I believe that is the last one that we need for farming. There are not many left, admittedly, and I might even go check with the bird in Leo's house to see what it thinks are the remaining ones. And again, it does miss a few. But that probably would be good information to know. So yeah, I'll check with that bird. So I am going to go ahead and show myself taking the shortcut up to the foraging. And I do need to go back and get my cinder shards as well. If I need to reset, then we'll reset, like, I'll just meet you back there, but I do want to show this off first, just so we can see what else is left. Hidden in the pages of the journal, yeah, I know I still need to get that one. You can check your walnut progress in that room to see how many you've got in total once you've gotten over 100, but I kind of want to, at the very least, wait until the bird's like, hey, there's nothing left. I know the banana tree is one thing we need to grow, and get the 3 from that. And I'm pretty sure I know what's left, which is the banana tree, the journal scraps, and then there's some from blowing up rocks in the volcano dungeon as well. And I think largely that's basically all we have left. But I'm not fully convinced on that anymore. Where are my cinder shards? Are they not here? Where? Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, they should be in here. You basically have no use for those off the island, so there's no reason I would have taken them off the island. I guess another reason to go to the fair is we'll actually be able to see Leo there as well. This will be his first Stardew fair. So I guess we'll see how he gets to respond to that. Alright, into the dungeon, round the bend, and straight up to the top. So yeah, for anybody that was like, oh, you forgot about that. No, I haven't been forgetting about that. I've been intentionally going through the volcano. I've not been intentionally trying to get here yet. So I will meet you guys here, unless I get lucky and get what I want on the first try, in which case there won't be any cuts here. But if that's the case, then I'll figure out sort of the proper order that I want for this, so we'll see what happens. Alright, jumping back in here now that apparently the entire police force and fire department has gone past my apartment as well. It appears my info is wrong. It actually does not matter the order. It is literally pure random, as I unfortunately got very lucky on my first go-round, and for the first 2, for the pickaxe and the fishing rod, I actually got the exact enchantment I wanted, so I put down a note that said, okay, do this one first, do this one second, and then reset the day, did that one first, did that one second, and got completely different enchantments. So what that means is basically the order that you do these does not matter, and it is pure random. So you've got basically one of 2 options here. Either one, if you don't like the enchantment on your first thing, you can reset and just keep going until you get the one you want, and then just technically do it day by day, which is probably your best bet. Or you can kind of stick with what you've got and just reset as you get the prismatic shards. And if that's the case, you're probably just going to go with the weapon or tool that you want the bonus for the most. And for me, that probably is the pickaxe. So I think what I'm going to do is just keep resetting here until I get the necessary item. So I will be back when that happens. I need to go grab my cinder shards since I forgot about those. But I will be back when we get the one that I'm actually looking for here. Alright, we are back. Thankfully, that only took 1 attempt after I had to go back and get the cinder shards. But I did get the one I wanted, which is Swift. I think as we do these day by day, I'm just going to put on screen right now the list of things that you can get for each tool that I'm doing and what they do. And for me, yeah, Swift is the one I want that will increase the speed at which I can use the pickaxe. There are some there that, like, on their face look pretty good. For example, having efficient, or whichever one is does not consume energy, but we've kind of gotten to the point where, and you've already seen it well before this, that typically in mining, health is your bigger issue rather than energy. And since you're going to have to eat to get your health back every now and again from when you take hits, you're just going to naturally get your energy back as well. So it's not really all that helpful. So Swift is what I wanted to go with. This was basically the only one that I wanted. There's some like the fishing rod where there was a couple things I would have been okay with, but this is what I wanted primarily. So I did that. I went ahead and made another warp totem. You can do this with 5 hardwood, 1 dragon tooth, and some ginger, which the ginger is super easy to find. So I'll be coming back at the end of each day, and then at the start of each day, we'll do our best to see what we can snag from that, and fingers crossed that we'll have them all done pretty soon. For now, though, let's head back to the farm, do our routine here as fast as we can, and once we've done that, then we will head to the fair. Alright, after a lot of messing around and accidentally using an item totem, having to reset and reforge my pickaxe, this is what we've got. This bottom row I'm not selling anything for, it's just going to be these top 2 rows of stuff right here. So this is what is being sold. The reason for all this other stuff, not counting the warp totem, the cinder shard, and the prismatic shard, this right here, this is all for the Grange display. There's one other thing I need to do, which is get the wool off of my sheep, but I did not have space for that, so that was why I was waiting. We don't really need to win that display by any stretch of the imagination. It's ultimately not that big of a deal anymore, but since it will make getting the star tokens easier for me if I do need them for anything, I figured we might as well go ahead and go for it. So, with all of this stuff, now we are finally, mercifully, ready to head out. That took me way longer than it should have. I'm not even going to waste any time. I'm just going to go ahead and put everything in here. Yep. We're ready. You go have fun with that. Alright, so the prize ticket, I do want that. I don't need the rare crow, I don't need the fedora or the sunflowers. So the espresso and the prize ticket are basically the things that I want here. Good to know. My son has a knack for accuracy. I wonder if he got it from me. Yeah, he probably did. Because, yeah, we've got some people from year 2 in here. When Sandy and I were kids, we joked about running away from it all and joining the circus. I don't think we would have gone through with it, but it's fun to imagine. Stardew Valley community is truly one of a kind. Yeah, you actually get to be here, which is exciting. After being on my feet all day, it's nice to finally take a moment to relax. Yeah, I hear ya. Yep, we got it. That's been judged. If you want to master the wood, you have to think like a tree. You have to think like a tree. Alright then. Give me a moment to make sure that my headphone is charging. There we go. Since the other one did not charge. I think Rob and I make a pretty good team, don't you think? Astonished by the craftsmanship on display here. Some people are so talented. Every 100 rounds of the strength I haven't win, I eat another barbecue sandwich. Try to maintain a diet this fall, but I can't resist the juicy burgers. Life don't get much better than this, kid. Working 4 girls simultaneously is hard work. There's a large and hungry crowd to cater to today. Put a little dash of my zesty sauce in each patty. Wink. Phrasing. Can't believe I lost. Oh, yeah. Some of the produce came from my little greenhouse. I've been growing this stuff carefully all year. If you've been growing it all year, it's probably not any good. It's probably gone bad by this point. Yep, 111. You got 1,000 points. Don't forget to clean out the display box. I will not forget. There we go. I was going to say you can just shift-click and get all this back. So yeah, I'll use that for the prize ticket. Again, I do want to get the triple shot there, so I'm going to play a round of the fishing, I think. Nope, didn't have anything else to say. So much to do, I don't know where to begin. Can I play a slingshot game again, Dad, please? Don't mind the smell, I just emerged from the fishing booth with a sizable haul. Yeah, these have gotten moved around, I think. I don't think the fishing tent was here before. It's interesting to see people, or it's heartening taking people, let's try that again. It's heartening to see others take an interest in my work. Makes me feel like I'm doing something good in the world. Latest elegant, maybe someday I'll have enough money to buy one. I'm in the market for a new weapon. I wonder if I can negotiate a trade with Clint. Maybe. Maybe I should start a collection of clown figurines. George is on the verge of falling asleep. Oh no, who's responsible for the littering here? Every year we get some tourists that don't respect our town. Let's see. If you wish to peer through the mist of tomorrow, speak to my colleague Welwick. She has an uncommon gift. The young man by the tree seemed intrigued by his reading, but even with my powers, I cannot probe the innermost secrets of the heart. Read my fortune. Indeed, I see you in a room having a conversation with a man. Oh, it's Lewis. You seem to be close friends. Seems to be leaving more than a few heartbroken. Or are you playing games with those who put their trust in you? Crystal Ball has moved on. Now I see you harvesting a plump, ripe melon. You're on with a wonderful-looking farm bursting with life. Crystal Ball has gone dim. Hey, Sebastian. That lady told my fortune. I don't know what to make of it. I see. Did Leo come to the festival? I haven't seen him, but I know sometimes with people like Linus and Leo, they kind of hang way on the outskirts of the town, so you don't really see them unless you're actively looking for them. So I'm curious to see if somebody can knock on my wall, but I'm also curious to see if he is around and maybe just kind of hiding like up here somewhere. Yeah, here's where everybody else was. Okay. Animals have given their favorite food, so they're happy. Feel free to pet them, they won't bite. Trying to talk to the baby cows. Sheep have remarkable memory capabilities, retaining familiarity with both fellow sheep and humans. They even form friendships mirroring the close bonds we humans cultivate with one another. Animals are kind of like little people, they also have feelings and emotions. Yeah. I'm making friends with these birds. Yeah, with the little chickens. Was this game here last time? I don't recognize this one. Oh, you're just selling the star tokens. Okay. Yes, maybe these just got moved. I swear the fishing was on the left and the slingshot was on the right, but... oh well, it doesn't really matter. I guess I will go ahead and show it this time. I know last time we did this I cut, but also I was getting a lot more star tokens that time because I wanted to buy everything. This time I only want to go and get the espresso, since I already got the 1,000 from the ticket, so this should probably only take one game to get what I need. So yeah, it looks like there is nothing new here in particular. It's the same old stuff. You might want to come here for the prize ticket, potentially, but that is also entirely up to you. If you don't really care about the prize ticket, then it's no big deal. If you do want to pick it up, then you can pick it up. I do want to show this off, and I'll probably have to do it next video since I couldn't on this video because of the fair and forgot to in the first day. But the way getting the prize tickets works from the Help Wanted board, not the special orders, the Help Wanted, is you can actually see a set of stars in the top left when you go to the Help Wanted board and read the request. And each time you do one of those, you get a star, and then once you get enough stars, it will change into a prize ticket, so that's how you get those. So that's why they've not been showing up, is because I've not been doing the quests, and I need to be. Yeah, I might actually have to do this twice. That catfish took way more time than I thought it would. If I could get 2 more, I might be in with a chance. But that will require, yes, that will require the bite having to show up. Yeah, it's still gonna let me get this one, that's good. Alright, yeah, we might maybe get enough here. I feel like we're gonna be just shy, though. Fish caught 6, 254, 408. Okay, good. That is enough. Excellent. Oops, that's not the right way. Yep, I would like that. Yeah, there's really nothing else here I care about. None of these, like, neither of the furniture things or things I really care about. We already have the rare crow, and I don't care about the fedora. And even if I did, I think we have all of those anyway, so that will do it for the fair. Alright, over here, first things first, I gotta put everything back, because I don't want to hang on to it, so we'll put everything away, and then once that's taken care of, then we can focus on everything else. Diamond goes here. Or no, not there. That's where the yam goes. The yam goes here, the diamond goes here. Yes, I can also put more of these in here, why not? If we're going to be stuck out here, we might as well, like, make use of the time with the artisan stuff here and go ahead and refreshify everything. And the wool. Let's see, ancient fruit was over here, and the purple mushroom was in the chest back by the shipping bin. And again, since we're here, we can collect these, I guess. Since again, there's not too much going on here for the rest of the day. As we'll do little tiny things like this. I'm sure the hardwood will come up at some point where I'll need it again for something, so get a couple pieces of this. There we go. I do want this to continue to be able to keep growing. So we'll cut a couple lines through here. To give it a place to grow, and that'll also mean that our animals will not run low on hay anytime soon, because that's 200 pieces right there that we just put in, so that should help. Let's see. Those can go away. These can both go in here. You can't exchange the prize ticket, sadly, since you'd have to do that in town. Yep, 320. Yeah, so we were actually running pretty low then. We were at about 100 and... oh, what is that, 130-ish? So not super low, but enough that I'm glad I did that. Forage items. Oh, so there's a forageable somewhere here. Interesting. It does say machines ready. I doubt any of these are ready, though. These are probably still going. Yep. It probably means something like the pawns or whatnot. Forageable's probably, like, up here, hidden behind the house or something. Yep, sure enough. And since I have not done it in ages... I know Callie's already asleep, but still. Alright, so, from here... again, we're going to war back to the island and sleep there, so that at the start of the next day, I'll be able to get one of my other tools upgraded with whatever I feel is fitting. So let's put that here. And as for what tool that will be, I don't know. I'll figure that out next video. For now, though, let's end the day off. Yeah, I picked up a piece of fiber while I was on the island that was about to get into my farm, so I just quickly tossed it in there. So yeah, most of that is coming from our usual stuff. Well, at least on my end, the video is about an hour long, but for y'all, I'm sure it'll be a lot less because the fair takes up a good bit of the day, and there was a fair bit of cutting on top of that. So, might have been a shorter video this time, but next time on Stardew Valley, with our Iridium pickaxe upgraded with the ability Swift, We'll grab something else from this Iridium set. The scythe is the only thing here that can't be upgraded, so it can be any of these tools, but like I said, I'm going to save the sword for a later date, so either the axe, the hoe, the pan, the rod, or the watering can will be what I choose. But until then, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.